Most of the individuals on the bunker briefing team are retired law enforcement officers, either from the state or federal level, or having worked with Homeland Security, as I did during the post-9/11 period.
Hi, this is Richard Lang. As we continue into the new year 2021, we want to thank everyone who's watched our podcast, enjoyed our content, and promoted it with their friends and families. The Bunker Briefing will always be produced so that everyone can watch it for free. But for those of you who might be able to make a contribution to help us keep this operation going, we would be forever very grateful. A donation link is now on our video channels, on our websites, and also on the weekly emails that come out to introduce the new podcast, which you can use to send us a donation if you're inclined to do so. We would also be very grateful to those of you who watch our podcast. If you could hit the like button underneath each video, this dramatically helps us with the algorithms that promote our video content to potential new viewers and subscribers. Bunker Briefing, Episode 28, The Last Act, Insurrection Act, coming to your computer and TV screens soon. This week, the Acting Defense Secretary, Chris Miller, has moved National Guard troops from 6 different states to Washington, D.C. As of tonight, Friday night, the last count, there are 21,000 U.S. troops and National Guardsmen in Washington, D.C. Washington, D.C. is in a state of military lockdown. The streets are empty and almost all activities have been canceled. This is being done under the pretense of securing the city for the inauguration. At least that's what the public's being told. However, we believe that martial law will be in effect on or about the 18th, Monday, which is a federal holiday. Over the last couple of days, a number of defense contractors in the Crystal City area around the Pentagon have instructed their employees to gather their personal things and leave their offices and workspaces and not to come back until they were instructed to do so. Several multinational corporations have sent out emergency alerts to their employees directing them to evacuate Washington, D.C. immediately and be prepared to work out of their homes indefinitely. Nancy Pelosi is in an absolute state of panic, and she's contacted the head of the Joint Chiefs of Staff demanding that they remove Trump's control of the military and nuclear codes. Then she contacted the general in charge of the Marines demanding that he send more troops to protect her and the other House of Representatives members. In both cases, the requests were denied. She was told that generals answer directly to the President of the United States and not the Speaker of the House. In an unbelievable act of desperation, the U.S. House of Representatives have actually voted to impeach Donald Trump again with less than 6 days left in his term. Note that there weren't any witnesses interviewed or anything like that. This is really developing into a national disgrace that's resounding around the world. We've been able to confirm that President Trump boarded a Night Watch Boeing E-4B aircraft late last week and flew to the National Military Command Center in Abilene, Texas. There are only 4 of these airplanes in the world. The E-4B is a command and control aircraft that allows the President full and complete and absolute control over the U.S. military assets all over the world. We believe that Trump signed the Insurrection Act and put in place the orders to facilitate martial law during that trip to the National Military Command Center. Note, when the civil process and courts break down, resulting in the failure of the rule of law, the Insurrection Act is designed to take over with military tribunals. This has happened a number of times in American history. During the initial phase, the military may take control of the broadcasting stations, both television and radio. The emergency alert system will activate. Some type of a satellite download may be used to override broadcasting systems. The internet services may also be limited or shut down, and power outages may occur. We believe that during this time, accurate information about the treason and charges filed against different individuals may actually be demonstrated publicly without giving the mainstream media a chance to put their negative spin on it. This will be different for diverse areas of the country. Notably, Washington, D.C. is the most affected area. Troops will be deployed to other cities like Portland, Philadelphia, Atlanta, New York, and Detroit, whereas rural areas outside the big cities may not experience heavy presence of troops or other restrictions. Martial law could last for more than a month. During that time, military tribunals will be convened, and individuals involved in treason to overthrow our republic will come into the public light and be brought to justice. Note that the NSA records every email, every phone conversation, every text and web visit in the United States. Normally that evidence is not admissible in civil courts, however it's completely admissible and used in military tribunals. With the implementation of martial law, the civilian government is basically suspended and the military takes over total control. The role of the office of President of the United States is also suspended, at which time he becomes the commander-in-chief of the military. And again, we've said this a few times, but please, this is a warning to patriots. Do not interfere with the military. Please stay home and protect your family and your property. Let the military do their job and you'll be well satisfied with the outcome. I can promise you. Put your seatbelt on though, because we're in for some very difficult times for a few weeks. When the martial law ends, Trump stated that there will be a peaceful transition to a new administration. What a lot of people didn't realize is he's talking about his own new administration. He'll bring a lot of new people in that can be trusted and work to accomplish the objectives of his second term. Be safe, be prepared, and most of all, pray for our republic, pray for Trump. God bless the United States. This podcast was produced by Lang Online Media. You can reach us on the web at langonline.media. Please like our video and don't forget to hit the subscribe button. And as always, be careful out there.